So is it possible for you to lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time in a short amount of time, particularly 84 days, 12 weeks between now and summertime? And the answer is kind of yes. And the reason it's a kind of yes is the internet is full of charlatans saying, hey, get shredded in 6 minutes, 5-second abs, blinking biceps, like whatever they make up. There's a lot of things these days that are just full of crap. Microbiomes, keto, carnivore, ice baths, don't drink water, coffee's going to kill you, whatever, right? So the point of my channel is just to cut through the noise and say, hey, here's what works. I have proof that it works. These are my clients. These are people that I've helped lose body fat and gain muscle in as little as 11 weeks. Disclaimer, some people it's going to take longer, right? Some people, I mean, the longest transformation here is probably Reese, took 12 months, 1 whole year. Getting in shape is not a quick fix, but if you are thinking to yourself, damn, in exactly 84 days, maybe not, maybe less or more, depending where you live, it's going to be summertime pretty soon. And when it's summertime, we want to wear nice clothes. We want to wear maybe tank tops, shorts, maybe you're going on holiday, maybe you just want to look good for summer so you can have a better time than last year. Maybe the daunting time frame of summer being on horizons made you realize, right, I'm going to get on with it now. Maybe you didn't stick to your New Year's resolution. Maybe you're watching this after summer and you're thinking, crikey, I still want to lose body fat and get stronger and fix my skinny fat physique. Either way, I'm going to break that down right here, right now in this video, straight to the point. No fluff, no faff, no gimmicks. Here's what to do. I have helped over 135 men lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time. I'd love to lie and say it's more like, oh, 10,000 like all these gurus do, but I've legitimately counted and there is 135 men that I've helped fix the skinny fat physique because I work with people one-to-one. Here's what we did. Now, first things first, you might get sick of hearing it, but there's a reason it's the first things first and it's the first thing to say. How many times are you going to say first? This is the first thing, number one first. Get your calories right. It's boring, it's overplayed, calorie deficit, wow. And I'm going to kind of go into more detail with it, but it's the most important thing. You cannot out-train a bad diet. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet. If you want to get lean, you cannot do it without achieving some form of calorie deficit. It is the golden rule. There is no way around it. People are going to make things up and go, oh, just drink this green tea, have an ice bath, put butter in your coffee, just go cut out the carbs. Everyone's going to make up some weird bollocks. The bottom line is those calories need to be right. Now, if you've gone, oh, I've done keto, I've done carnivore, and I have managed to lose my body fat, cool. That's because you achieved the calorie deficit from cutting out a whole food group. So let me break this down into detail so it's a bit more specific and practical for you. Getting your calories right, you need to be in a smaller calorie deficit. And the reason I'm saying that is if you're watching this and we're looking at fixing a skinny fat physique, what we don't want to do is go massively down on the calories and starve yourself. Because if you go massively down on the calories and starve yourself, you're going to lose muscle as well. You're going to lose weight. You're going to lose a lot on the scales because you're going through carbs and glycogen and water weight. But if your calorie deficit is substantial, maybe 1,000, 2,000 calorie deficit, then you're going to lose muscle tissue as well because you're going to go catabolic because you're not eating enough to sustain your body. So you're either going to starve yourself and then crash out and fall off and binge and put it all back on. Maybe you've done that in the past. Or you're going to do it until you get ill and look like a starved child, and then you're going to look at summer and just look unwell and probably put it all back on, right? And if you lose muscle, it's going to be even easier to put it back on. So the solution to this is we want a smaller calorie deficit, being around 500 calories below your maintenance. Now you might be going, well, how the hell do I know those numbers? How do I know it's right? What are the right numbers for that? You can use an online calculator. The most of them these days, or even ChatGPT, right? AI, you can ask AI if you want. They're pretty accurate these days. Now, to guarantee those numbers are correct, I have put together a free nutritional blueprint. Over 1,000 people have downloaded it. It's been very helpful, and it's basically just the mathematical equation that I use to set up my clients, and it also gives some helpful advice in there that I've gathered over the past 10 years of helping skinny fat men on how to set your macros specifically to you and how to adjust them. So use that if you want. It's completely free. The link's in the bio. If you don't want that, use Google or ChatGPT. Either way, you're going to have to adjust those numbers over time. So just get them set up so you know. We want a 500 calorie deficit. Why a 500 calorie deficit, I hear you ask? I'm going to answer that. 500 calories per day times per week, which is 7 days. That's going to be 3,500. That's going to be 1 pound of stored fat off your body. So we're going to lose a pound of fat per week. Now you might be thinking, oh, let's go 1,000 calorie deficit. That's 2 pounds. That's quicker, right? Yeah, it would be, but you might lose muscle as well. Okay, you can Google that and fact check it. The bigger the deficit, the more likelihood of muscle loss. If you're skinny fat, we don't want muscle loss, right? We want to gain muscle if we can, which is quite hard to do, but it is possible, which I'm going to break down in this video. So step one is those calories. We must have a small calorie deficit that is consistent. 500 is what I recommend. And we want to make sure that the protein is significantly high so that we're not losing that muscle. That's the calorie side of things. That is golden rule number one. If you stop watching this video, please take away that advice, because that will save you so much time. Here's a picture of me before I knew about calories. Here's a picture of me once I started tracking my calories. I made lots of progress just knowing those numbers. Very important, very good, very nice. So that's the first thing, getting your calories right. The second thing is to get shredded for summer. A lot of people are going to think, right, time to do a lot of cardio, time to do some kettlebell swings. Maybe you want to do CrossFit or high rocks or plyometrics, or there's a big trend of people wanting to do, what's that stupid thing that doesn't do anything called? Calisthenics. I'm joking. It does work. Calisthenics is great. And to be honest with you, there is no one size fits all. I know in the fitness industry, a lot of people stand forward going, you don't need a gym, just do push-ups. And then the next guy's going to be like, you don't need to lift weights, just go for a run, or buy this weird machine that I'm being paid to promote. Either way, there is no one size fits all, but there is what is optimal for you. And just a side note, be very careful of people that are in shape telling you how to look in shape, because a lot of people are already in shape. If you're born slender and slim and you've got abs and muscularity and you start swimming, you're going to go, oh, wow, he looks great. Maybe I should start swimming. And it wasn't the swimming that gave him that body, right? You got all these dudes out here promoting calisthenics that have always been jacked and shredded. So, of course, if they do a few push-ups, dips and pull-ups and muscle-ups, they're going to look slightly better. So you're going to think, damn, I want to look like them. If you've got a belly and body fat you don't like, it's not going to be the most optimal way about it. Now, that being said, if you like calisthenics, if you like swimming, they're all going to help. They're all exercises. They're all going to help you burn and spend calories. But if you're skinny fat and you're trying to gain muscle and you want to do it quickly, optimally, to the point, just cut through the chuff and fluff, and all the BS, get stronger. Get stronger. Deadlifts, bent over rows, calisthenics, pull-ups, dips, whatever. And if that's a bit extreme for you, meet yourself where you're at. Go on some machines in the gym. Some form of progressive overload that requires strength to improve, paired with that calorie deficit we mentioned at the beginning, is going to be super optimal. And I'll tell you for why. 1, you're going to burn calories. Great. That's what we want to do. We want to burn calories. 2, you're stimulating muscles. So if you're quite new to the gym, you still got your newbie gains. You can still gain muscle because the overload and stimulation is so much higher than what you were doing before if you were sat on the couch or doing nothing, right? So that just simply means that you could still quite possibly gain muscle. So if we have a smaller calorie deficit, super high protein, and we're bringing all this new stimulus to your muscle, then you're very much likely to use the stored body fat on your body as a means to repair and grow muscle tissue that's slightly bigger than last time. That's what we want. So in which case, getting stronger in the gym with some form of progressive overload is going to be amazing for you. If you go on a chest press machine and you do, 60 kg for 3 sets of 10, and then next week you do 65 for 3 sets of 10, and then maybe you can't go any heavier, so you do 3 sets of 11, 3 sets of 12, and then you can go a little bit heavy and you go up to 65 or 70, whatever it may be. The bottom line is you're slowly training your body to do more than last time whilst eating high protein to recover in between. And because you're in a deficit, guess what? You're going to lose body fat and you're going to gain a bit of muscle. Again, don't make me point the clients. This is what we did. That's how it works, right? I'm not just making this stuff up. And you might think, Sam, you're really oversimplifying the process. You're really cutting, not really explaining things. That's the point. I want to be to the point. I could easily sit here and go, oh, well, actually, now the reason your muscle grows is you're breaking down the molecular structure. Now your body's going to hit muscle protein synthesis, and then the protein in your body is going to be absorbed for the amino acids. Yeah, that stuff's important. And if you want to learn that stuff, go and learn it. It's great. It's good to know this stuff. But I don't want to be like, oh, just get in the gym and lift weights, mate. Because that's, in principle, yes. But that might not work for everyone. What happens when you hit a plateau? What happens when you're busy? What happens if you don't know how to progress? What happens if your shoulders are growing but your chest isn't? We're all genetically different. We all got to be specific. There are specifics involved. But keeping it simple, we just want to have some form of progressive overload in the gym that's hitting at least every single muscle group at least once per week, paired with that calorie deficit and high protein like I mentioned at the start. So if we're getting stronger in the gym, we're going to swap body fat for muscle, right? Massive oversimplification, but it works. The proof's in the pudding, not literally pudding. But that's why I'm saying it in this video, because I really want to help you get, we're trying to get fucking shredded for summer. We've got to get to the point now. Get stronger. So you got your calories. You're training the gym, each muscle group at least once per week, whether it's, pull, push, legs, every muscle, upper body, lower body. If you're really busy, you can only train twice, or maybe you've got loads of time and you're doing it twice. You're doing double volume. Whatever it is, as long as you're in the gym doing that. Now, to touch upon the cardio subject, should you do cardio if you're trying to lose body fat? Yeah, of course you should. It's spending calories. It's good for you. It's going to improve your endurance and your fitness. It's going to improve everything. But the reason I don't go on and on about cardio is if you just do cardio exclusively with a calorie deficit, you're going to lose muscle as well through adaptation. You're not going to build the physique that you think you're going to get. And if you lose muscle whilst you get leaner, your metabolic rate or your maintenance calories won't be as high as you think. But if you gain muscle whilst you lose body fat, your metabolic rate is still going to be quite high. Your maintenance calories are going to be slightly higher because muscle takes calories to sustain, which means not only are you going to get lean, not only are you going to gain muscle, but by the end of it, you can actually reverse diet and eat more food to sustain it. So you're not just starving yourself to get in shape for summer and go, oh, hopefully I look good. You build a physique and you keep it, all right? Well, it's a lot easier to keep, at least at that point. So the second thing is getting stronger. Get in the gym, whatever you can. If you're super busy, you can only do one day, do a full body strength workout. If you've got 2 days, upper lower split. If you've got 3 days, pull push legs. If you've got 4 days, pull push legs arms. If you've got 5 days, why not have a 5th day of abs and cardio? Just make it work for you. The best plan is the one that you can stick to long term. Now, the third thing, and this is very important, a bit boring, a bit tedious, but very important if you want to progress, because if you hit a plateau, which you will do, if you do something long enough, your body will get used to it. It will stop working. You need to have a way to push past it. Once you've hit a plateau, you need to make adjustments. So many people go to the gym, they see a little bit of progress for the first few weeks, it's all new, and they think to themselves, crikey, another 6 weeks of this, I'm going to look amazing. But then, 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in, it kind of stops, it slows down a little bit, and the progress isn't quite there. So they just keep going. And eventually it stops, and you get bored, and you probably fall off or get distracted. Or you start going, what about this plan? What about this plan? What about this influence? This guy says carnivores. You start getting distracted by all the noise in the fitness industry of people trying to push their agenda. So then you either fall off or you jump from program to program, ultimately getting nowhere, right? It's like chasing 2 rabbits at once. If you chase 2 rabbits at once, you catch neither one. You need one method, one way, stick to it long enough, get the results. But you will hit a plateau. How do we avoid plateaus? Third step, track everything. Track the freaking lot, mate, right? Track your calories and macros so you know where you're at with your food and if you're hitting enough protein. Track your workouts so you know you're getting stronger, and then track your weigh-ins and your photos, daily, weekly, whatever's best for you, and review them. For example, I'll take a client, for example. Let's use Tom. Tom lost body fat, gained a bit of muscle. He was training 3 days a week. He was getting stronger. He was hitting his calories, looking good. And then it stopped. Stubborn body fat is being stubborn. It won't shift. Nothing's working, right? Because we tracked everything, we were able to identify that he needs to increase his strength slightly and drop his calories down a little bit and maybe add a slight bit of cardio in there. So we did that, and guess what? He's making more progress again now, and he's pushed past his plateau, and his abs are starting to come in. Same with my client Reese. He lost his body fat quite quickly because his deficit was there and he was getting stronger in the gym, and then things started to slow down. So then we realized that he actually needed a little bit more protein, he needed to add a little bit more volume to his training, and he needed to be a little bit more careful with his recovery and flexibility. So we adjusted his programming, we updated his calories. Guess what? He was able to get shredded, lose his belly, lose his moobs, and bring up his arms, chest, and shoulders. So yes, it is as simple as go to the gym and eat less, but once your body gets used to it and you hit a plateau, you need to be a little bit more strategic. You need more specificity. You need to be more custom and tailored to you, which is why when these influencers sell like, oh, just buy my 8-week program, it's a pre-made cookie cutter thing that they can sell to anyone and they don't care whether it works or not because they get paid. Whereas if you want people to get results, it has to be custom. That's why I only do one-to-one. But that's not a sales pitch. I'm just trying to make a point as to why these guys got the results they have, because it's custom and it's one-to-one. I bought loads of programs in the past from some really good, reputable people, and the information they gave was great. But did it work? No, because it wasn't custom to me. Once I hit a plateau, it stopped working. And then if you just jump from program to program, you're just doing more of the same. You need to be strategic for you. For me, my chest is rubbish. My shoulders are okay, right? So I can do low volume for my shoulders, but I need to have high volume for my chest. But if I do exclusively high volume for my chest, eventually it stops working. So I need to be periodic with my training. So if we want to get the fastest results possible, particularly between now and summertime, you need to be on it. You can't just be like, oh, I'll just cut my calories down and see what happens. You can't just like, I'll go for a run, because that's what you did last time and it didn't work. That's what everyone else is doing and it doesn't work. That's why most people don't reach their goals. And it gets to summer, they realize they look like shit, and they either take it on the chin and just sit on their ass and wait until next year, or they feel like crap and try and fix it next time, which is again kicking the can down the road. So I just want to recap to make this video a little bit easier to stick to. Get your calories right, small calorie deficit, high protein, track it and adjust it. Get stronger in the gym and track it and adjust it so you know that you're progressing, and stick to your measurements. Do your body weigh-ins, do your progress photos, and review and make adjustments as and when needed. Otherwise, you might get stuck doing the same thing for 4, 5, 6 weeks and get nowhere. Now, if you have any questions about anything I've gone through in this video, feel free to drop a comment or message me on Instagram at Elite Transformation Project. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you want to guarantee you get these results and you just want to cut through the noise or have me do all this stuff for you, like my clients have had the same help with, you can book a call with me in the link below. It's not a sales call because I don't just work with anyone. It's just a chance for me to go, right, can I actually help you? Are you able to do these things? Cool, let's put it together. Let me help you out. So if that's something you want, if you want to make sure that you get in shape for summer, book a call below and we'll have a quick chat, see if I can help you out. If not, download the free nutritional blueprint, give this stuff a go. And if you've got any questions, as always, drop a comment. And quick side note, I'm going to be starting my shred for summer because we got 12 weeks, 13 weeks, 84 days between now and when I need to be lean. Basically, I've got 13 weeks. I'm going to be starting my cut next week. So if you want to see what I'm doing, I'm going to try and document it and vlog it and show it in real time and hopefully disprove some of the bullshit like, oh, you can't eat carbs, because you absolutely can. I'll show you. Hit subscribe and follow along for the journey. Anyway, have a great time. I hope you get shredded for summer, and I hope you have a great summer because we've only got a certain amount of summers in our lifetime, so we want to make the most of it. Have a great day.